Yo, we in Northeast Minneapolis. I mean, we wanted a positive message behind it, so the message is positivity, great vibes, and growth. Me and my man's right here, Rick So Breezy right here. Miss E right here. Kloud Surfer Gear, us three right here.
Man, what can you say about the Twin Cities, man? One of the most budding art scenes in the world.
No doubt.
We are this close, I promise you. The whole world gonna know about this in like 2 seconds, 2.2. So we're Northeast Minneapolis right now, shooting for Kloud Surfer Gear. It's your boy Rick So Breezy.
Kloud Surfer.
That's what I'm saying. And we right outside the city right now.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you see going on in Minneapolis right now.
Oh, so many beautiful
Minneapolis,
so many art,
to the
fashion, everything on the rise right now, really.
Everything.
And it's a lot of do-it-yourself, man. You know, everybody's just out here hitting the pavement and doing it for themselves, man. These people are making the clothes themselves, the music themselves. You know, all the art that you see, man, it's everybody's just getting out there and doing it themselves, and that's what's loved about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tech, man, representing St. Paul, Minneapolis, you understand?
Rick So Breezy, representing KSG, Kloud Surfer Gear.
Yes, yes.
So we're at the Garden, man. It's July 22nd. I'm excited. I'm the only rapper.
Hi, I'm Dwynell Roland. What's next is Rock the motherfucking Garden.
Rock the Garden, baby.
He's ugly. Skinny. Hey, the bag of bones, boy.
This is my first time actually being at Rock the Garden. So to be there for the first time but perform it is insane to me. There's so many people that say that Minnesota isn't, you know, together. There's a lot of people attending a lot of these shows. I've had fun. I went on tour with POS. So I did that whole West Coast, and then I did shows with Sims. Everything's an experience, and that's how I look at it. Everything's an experience, and I just try to live and just try to have fun. You know, you got Finding Novion, you got Allen Kingdom, you got Jay Plaza. The people who are already on, look at Atmosphere, you know, look at POS, look at the whole Doom Tree. Like, that's their careers. Yeah, I mean, I would say my favorite venue would be First Ave in the main room. Second, the Caboose. It's dope. The Caboose is fun to play. I feel like the Minneapolis music scene is great. I mean, Bobby Raps just put out an album and he's signed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at that. Look at Allen Kingdom doing what he's doing. He's doing his own tour independently. Jay Plaza just signed the Rostrum Records. Like I said, there's Finding Novion's finding his way. Even with those guys, you still have Charisma. You know, you got Call Me Charisma. You got Mods. Some people forget about Mods. Dude, there's so many people. You know, Go 95 is helping. The Current is helping. You got outlets now. Not a lot of radio stations hold a show and then put locals on it. They don't have to put locals on it, fam. Like, you not bringing in that many. If Wiz Khalifa just had Wiz Khalifa and Black Bear, they just so happen to reach and want locals to get on it just to help them. Those two, it's all love. It's all love. As far as the Minnesota scene, people are taking advantage of what the resources are, and they're making it work. Yeah, like I said, Minnesota's gonna be good. Minnesota will be fine.
What's up? I'm Mixie. We're here at the Minnesota Museum of American Art. We just did a talk with Lisa Marie about fashion consciousness and recycling, and I was a model. Basically just a talk. She was just talking about different fashion trends, fashion consciousness, recycling, reusing.
We're at the Minnesota Museum of American Art in St. Paul, Minnesota, downtown. They use recycled materials in order to create different structures and different pieces of art. And part of why we're here today is to look at how you can use other materials such as fashion to remix and recycle things.
So this was like 2 different sweaters. A vintage Coogee sweater that she sewed onto a men's sweater. Yeah, like, I think things are shifting in Minneapolis. We're facing a really tough time because of gentrification and rising housing costs, but the culture is still there. The culture is always gonna be there. Like, we are the lifeblood of the Twin Cities, and we're not going anywhere. So learn to love us. We just got wrapped up the Klituation, the 1-year anniversary of the Klituation. It's been amazing to be a part of a show that's all women, all lady DJs, almost selling out First Avenue main room every time we've done it. Yeah, and I think it's the first and only time that First Avenue has had only women on stage for an entire night for a dance party. So that's been a huge accomplishment to see things shift in Minneapolis about how we think about women who curate events, and seeing that people really show up and love those types of events.
We want to create better spaces, and I'm very happy about like the Klituation, and every month I'm doing these shows called Sis, and it's not that hard to find. I don't like the excuse that it's like harder to find women, because I'm pretty sure like people's little sisters or your neighbor always wanted to sing, but there's never that push because they always seen males on the stage, or like they just didn't think they were good enough. But I like that we're just expanding the opportunity to women so they can see that, yeah, you can do whatever you want.